For 30 years, Bethlehem Housing and Support Services has been helping families and individuals across the Niagara region. Today, the nonprofit recognizes its loyal donors and important supporters at a reception at the St. Catharines Golf Country Club.
30 years ago, we built our first building at Bethlehem Place out on Welland Avenue, and it was built for the purpose of homelessness and a need for housing. That purpose is the same today, and unfortunately we still need to solve that problem. And so we have done the same in 2007 and then again in 2010. We now have 110 units, and we are now going to build another 127 on 111 Church Street.
A 1986 meeting of 5 St. Catharines churches looked at the homeless problem in the community. That led to a summit of 125 people and became the genesis of Bethlehem Housing.
We learned a lot from each other. We were really open to that. And there's a phrase in the Bible that says, iron sharpens iron. Well, in a lot of ways, these discussions generated the kind of clarity that we needed in order to have the best project that we could. And if we were to just do it ourselves, we'd lose the value of a politician at various levels, a business person, a social worker, and not into the proposal. This way we had the benefit of all of them. And I think the result was a much more rounded proposal for the sake of the residents, really, and they're the heroes.
Laura Arbor was one of the first people hired, and she's still going strong at Bethlehem Housing as a community support worker.
The building opened on February the 1st, 1988, and I came in on May the 1st, 1988. So my first job was doing the intake, what I'm doing right now actually. But the building was so different at that time that we would have the people come in and they would do the interview in our office. And we would meet with them several times before they would go to an admissions committee, before they would be accepted or not, the residents would be. So that's quite different now, because I do the intake over the phone now.
You've seen a few executive directors and board members come and go, a lot of them returning here tonight. What's it like to see them again?
It's wonderful. You know, they all look the same that they did when they were working there years ago. It's wonderful to see them.
The original idea for Bethlehem Housing came from the concept of loving thy neighbor. That same focus drives the organization 30 years later.
What happens isn't rocket science. It's compassion, it's understanding, it's listening, it's helping address the gaps that some people just don't have. I'm very blessed to have a family that I can turn to support to. But if in absence of that family, I'm not sure where I go. That's what happens with Bethlehem. It really is this holistic approach to delivering support to our community.
We're all one step, one job loss away from needing the supports ourselves.
Yes, it is an incredible fragile time for our community. We're getting stronger economically, but it is, I've said it, it's incredibly fragile. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck. Affordable housing is a difference maker. It's an economy stimulator.
What kind of person donates and supports Bethlehem Housing?
Oh my goodness, someone with a big heart and a big heart for this cause. Housing and lack of housing and homelessness affects everyone. It's an economic issue, it's a socio-economic issue. And so people understand that. Sometimes they experience it within their own families. So that is their own reason for supporting, but they also see that the programs at Bethlehem, we've been doing this for 30 years, the same kind of program. Unfortunately, it's still needed, but it works.
Today, over 300 families use the services and supports provided by Bethlehem Housing. The need continues, and a new building to go up on Church Street in St. Catharines will add 127 units. For information, to donate, or to volunteer, visit bethlehemhousing.ca. Reporting in St. Catharines for The Source, I'm Mike Balsom.